Welcome to Martinsville Speedway. It's the first race in the round of 8 here in the Yiecast Cup Series. And if one of our playoff contenders can win today, they will guarantee a spot in the final 4. Who gets it done here at this half-mile raceway? Before we get started, there's a few updates we need to take a look at. Team Penske has signed Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski to multi-year contracts. So both the Team Penske drivers are signed through Season 3. Another signing is Clint Bowyer. He will return to Michael Waltrip Racing next year, but he will be the only one. They will be shutting down the 55, which is David Reagan right now. So Reagan will become a free agent for Season 2. And we'll take a look at why they chose Clint Bowyer over David Reagan. They both made the playoffs, but Bowyer is ahead of Reagan in every category. Reagan does lead the team in wins. He had that one win at Charlotte, which was a fuel mileage win. And Clint Bowyer has yet to win a race this season. Alright, it's time to look at the playoff standing. It's a brand new round, so everybody's very close. A huge tie right there at the cut line, because all those drivers have 2 wins this season. Dale Jr. -5, he only has 1 win, and Bowyer has no wins, as I mentioned earlier. And Jeff Gordon, the regular season champion, that's why he starts with 5 extra points. Denny Hamlin, after his huge flip at Talladega, he starts on pole here at Martinsville, so good bounce back for him. Joey Logano, our first playoff contender, on outside pole. Jimmy Johnson and Jamie McMurray, row 2. Dale Jr., Kevin Harvick, row 3. Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., row 4. And Matt Kenseth and Jeff Gordon, row 5. AJ Allmendinger, Kurt Busch, row 6. Carl Edwards and Clint Bowyer, row 7. Ryan Newman, our furthest playoff driver in the field, he starts in row 8 with Casey Kane. Trevor Bayne and Kyle Larson in row 9, and Brad Keselowski and Tony Stewart in row 10. David Reagan, Danica Patrick, row 11. Eric Almirola, Austin Dillon, row 12. Chase Elliott, Justin Allgaier, row 13. Behind them, it's Greg Biffle, Sam Hornish Jr., Michael McDowell, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. That is back in 30th. Row 16, Paul Menard and Matt DiBenedetto. Row 17, Ty Dillon, Bobby Labonte, Casey Mears, and Cole Witt in row 18, and 37th in today's field is David Gilliland. Denny Hamlin takes us to the green flag, and we are playoff racing here at Martinsville. Denny Hamlin off of turn 2, looking to try and clear the 22 of Logano. Yes, he's clear, and now Logano and Johnson, a couple playoff guys battling there for second. Denny Hamlin's going to lead this first lap, and the 48 is clear for second, so Logano falls to third after starting in that outside pole in second place. Jimmy Johnson trying to close on the 11. He's got a good run off of turn 2. Jimmy Johnson to the inside of Denny Hamlin for race lead. But the 48 to the point. It's Jimmy Johnson leading here at Martinsville as Kevin Harvick's around. Collects Martin Truex Jr. here in turn 2. Early caution, and it's playoff contender Kevin Harvick. This is going to be detrimental for the 4 car. Let's take a look and see how this happened. There's Kevin Harvick on the outside. You know, the inside prevails here at Martinsville, but I think he's trying to get the power down, just gets loose, no grip in the rear, and around that back end of the car goes. And Martin Truex Jr. nowhere to go for the 78. So Harvick is going to lose a lot of points here, being one of the first cars out. There is just no grip. Around it goes on the exit here. And I think there was contact between the 24 and the 19. Jeff Gordon, yeah, gets into Carl Edwards right there. Carl Edwards came down pit road. The 24 team left Jeff Gordon out on the racetrack. So we'll see if that damage affects the 24 as we see one more replay here of Kevin Harvick going around. But a little bit of contact for Jeff Gordon. Don't think it'll cause too much damage to the 24. But we're ready for the restart. Edwards did make his way to pit road. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. Jimmy Johnson leads him, and Gordon's around. Kurt Busch in it as well. Casey Kane and Brad Keselowski. Oh man, another playoff contender involved, and this time it's Jeff Gordon. I didn't think that damage was too significant. Let's take a look. Oh, he just doesn't get going. We hear the transmission broke. That's what they're saying on the radio. I wouldn't think the transmission would break from that little contact with Carl Edwards. And you know, it's been a long season. There's a lot of wear and tear on parts. And especially here at Martinsville for the transmission. I think that's what it is. That little contact with Edwards just wouldn't do it. But they've cleaned up this wreck. So we're ready for the restart again. Jimmie Johnson tries it once more. Looking clean for this restart. Or is it? Here comes Joey Logano. Big shove to Jimmie Johnson. Joey Logano trying to take the lead. He shuffled Denny Hamlin back, but Jimmie Johnson hanging on the outside. Unconventional line here at Martinsville as Logano tries to save it. He got loose there. He keeps it going. Now he's under attack from Kyle Busch. Busch didn't make the playoffs, but he's been so good all season long. Look for the 18 to run well next season. I think he's a lock for the playoffs. He's too good of a driver not to make it. Same for Denny Hamlin, who got shuffled back. He's in 8th right now, trying to make his way back up. But right now, it's Jimmie Johnson leading. Kyle Busch into 2nd. Here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. for 3rd on Joey Logano. He's got a run. Logano slipping back as he was just challenging Johnson for the lead not too long ago. Now Matt Kenseth on that inside line. The inside line keeps it rolling. Can Logano find an empty space? Is there enough space between Newman and Kenseth there? Maybe Logano could drop to the bottom and stop the bleeding of positions as he slips back behind Kenseth. No, he's going to challenge Kenseth for that spot. Joey Logano now has the preferred line. Here's Denny Hamlin into the mix as well. Hamlin trying to recover from that restart. He's going to go 3 wide on Kenseth and Logano. Denny Hamlin taking the spot from both of them. 2 for 1 for Hamlin. Now Kenseth back to the low line as their battle continues between the 20 and the 22. Kenseth can finally get around Logano, who seems to still be slipping back. But right now it's 2 to go, and it's been all Jimmie Johnson up front as a car goes around in front of him. Well, the caution's going to come out with 2 to go. That's Ty Dillon that went around. He's going to drive away. But oh boy, caution's out. And let's take a look at how that happened. I think Cole Witt helps the 33 around right in front of our leader, Jimmie Johnson. But here's the overtime rules in the Yiecast Cup Series. No race will ever end under caution. If the caution flag comes out, another lap will be added, and the leader doesn't have a lane choice for the restarts. And this is only if we have the caution here on the restart. We're not in overtime yet. This is just in case we do get overtime. Alright, here we go for the restart, and it's a big restart for Jimmie Johnson, clear of Jr. and Busch, and the caution's back out. A big pile up off of turn 4 in the back of the pack. They have red flagged this one immediately. All the cars have stopped on the backstretch. Man, a giant pile up. This was coming to the restart. These cars haven't gotten to the start line yet. Let's see what happened. Stenhouse around, Patrick around, Casey Mears. It's really hard to tell what happened there. I think there's a lot of pushing from Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Watch the 17. Just gets the 10 turn, then he goes up the track into Casey Mears. Bobby Labonte nowhere to go. Matt DiBenedetto, who was a lap down, he would have been the free pass, but he's involved in the wreck. So he's actually going to end up in the garage instead of back on the lead lap. Yeah, big pile up, and that will force overtime now. So they've added a lap, and they will continue adding laps if the caution keeps coming out. But let's go. We're in overtime, and it's Jimmie Johnson with another great race start. The 48 clear for the lead again. Off of turn 2, Dale Jr. trying to keep up with his teammate. Johnson's been so strong all day long. What's Jr. got for him? He gives him the bumper. He moves his teammate out of the way. Dale Jr. to the lead and to the checkered flag. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has won at Martinsville by moving his teammate Jimmie Johnson out of the way. Take a look at it again. The 88 gives the bumper to the 48 and steals the victory here at Martinsville. Dale Earnhardt Jr. will be heading to the championship finale in Homestead. What a thrilling finish as Dale Jr. robs his teammate of the victory. Jimmie Johnson for the second straight race, leading at the white flag and will fail to score the victory. There's some more playoff guys in the top 10. Matt Kenseth, Joey Logano, strong runs for each of them. And Ryan Newman a top 10 as well. Clint Boyer the furthest back, who finished the race. The other two being Kevin Harvick and Jeff Gordon, who did not end up finishing the race. We'll see where they lie in the points standings after we take a look here at the race results. There's all the DNFs. A lot of guys were all involved in that overtime crash from Danica Patrick to Matt DiBenedetto. And of course, Jeff Gordon and Kevin Harvick, they're going to be in very tight situation heading to Phoenix. And here it is, playoff standings. Dale Jr. is in for Homestead. Jimmy Johnson +8. Matt Kenseth and Joey Logano 5 and 4 above. Ryan Newman only 4 points back. That's not terrible. Clint Boyer 18 points back. Jeff Gordon 21. And Harvick, a menacing 30 points back. That is the playoff standings heading to Phoenix, the last race of the round of 8. And once that's concluded, we will know our championship 4 heading to Homestead. But that's it from Martinsville. Thank you all for stopping by, and I will see you in Phoenix.